Today is the video on the Fitbit Air after wearing it several days. All the questions I had, I really didn't get answered. I did a lot of research too, 40, 60 hours, watched several videos, read a lot of articles. Here are all the things that I really wish I would have known before getting the Fitbit Air. And then I'll tell you at the end whether or not I'm glad I got it. Number one, I liked the fit and format. I'm not much of a ring person to begin with. I looked into the Aura and all sorts of fitness rings and actually got a set because I was going to try it out. But then I found when I grab onto a lifting bar, a chin-up bar, rowing machine, bicycle handles, this really feels uncomfortable. And I've known people that have actually lost the skin because for some reason the ring gets hooked on something, so really didn't like that option. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the wrist option. I wanted something that didn't have a clock on it or a face on it. And the reason why is because I don't like watches. My phone was my watch. I'm not much of a jewelry person. I'm pretty active outside. Something low-key as this was great. I did a whole video on unboxing. I might not even show that to the world. It's like the Russian dolls. Rip this off and you have to slide this out. Then you slide another box out. It's goofy. Okay, I don't know why they went that way. Probably because Apple set the tone a long time ago and every piece of technology that's related to Silicon Valley feels like it has to do that. Not interested. Comes with instructions, then comes with a charger cord. It doesn't come with a connector to the wall. These things are dirt cheap and yeah, they're kind of big and it would take up a little more room in the box. Spending $100 or more for a piece of technology, I shouldn't have to find something that I have to plug it into. You know, some people it's not a big deal, but for others, in the middle of nowhere, you're on vacation, you don't want to lug this thing around. It's a lot easier to take one of these that you can use for a whole bunch of devices, plug it in, and there you go. One of the great things I like about it is how lightweight and comfortable it is. I don't wear it in the shower. I wear it all night. You're supposed to wear it so that you can slide your pinky in and have enough room so you're not cutting off the circulation in your hand. There's some downsides to not having any kind of watch face. You can't get automatic readings on SpO2 and pulse rate. I do some really heavy, intense exercise, and when I work out, I actually take breaks so I'm not overstressing myself. So if I get up to 130 some odd beats per minute, I put this on and I get my heart rate down to around the 80s or 70s for me, 64, before I start hitting another hard exercise because I don't want to get to the point where all of a sudden I'm doing something and I go, boom. My doctor's on board with my plan. If you're going to do any kind of exercise, make sure you check it with your doctor first, review it with him or her, and make sure they're on board with what your approach is. Well, that means you have to connect it to a smartphone. Now, this is my active smartphone, and this is my old smartphone. If you're like me, I don't like a lot of apps on my active smartphone. Reason why? I don't like to be tracked. I don't like to have a lot of things on there. So anything I can offload to my old smartphone, which acts as my pseudo smartphone, you know, put 100, 200 apps on there, and that way I can manage things. I like the fact that I can go into the Google Health app and I don't need to use it on my active smartphone. I do have the app on my active smartphone, so if I go on a bike ride or a run or something like that, and I'm away from the house or away from this, because this has GPS on it, but it only has Wi-Fi. It doesn't have a number. If you need to get anywhere where you need a phone number, there's no sense to carry two. Let's go into the app, and I'll show you some things that I like and don't like about the app. Here's the app, here is the cable, and here is the Air, and it's very lightweight. It's magnetic, and that's how the charger goes on. You want it to put it up here on the top of your arm. Originally, I thought, why not put it on the bottom of your arm? Because that's where all your veins are. When I was doing some research with the Navy, we thought about doing the tracking here, so it's interesting that it's on top. It's got these attachments that you put around, and boom. I really thought I had to have it tighter than it was. And you don't want to have it too tight because then you'll cut off the circulation to your hand. But the pinky guidance is good, but you know, everybody's pinky is different. If you're a you've got a big hand, you probably got a giant pinky. And maybe you got a giant wrist, and it all kind of proportionally works out. Steps, readiness. This is my sleep score, cardio load. I don't know where it comes up with that equation. And so here on the bottom is your starting point. And you'll see my little screen here. This is the detachable screen for the Insta360 Luna Ultra. So I'm also testing that out. And if you're interested in that review, I'll post it somewhere up there and down below, and you can check it out. I'll give you a little preview. It's pretty good. So they'll start you out on premium. 3 months free, and then it's $99 a year. Right now, I'm kind of mixed on the value of it. You think about how much a checkup is, or any kind of medicine, or any kind of health gear. $99 seems reasonable, but they could always up it. Here's fitness, all these different things. Tracks what you've been doing. You see all. It has a whole bunch of workouts in here, and of course you can get people involved, and celebrities, and Peloton, and so I actually customized some workouts. This is my Tuesday, Thursday workout. It's either outdoor bike or 45 minutes on a stationary bike. Burpee push-ups, you have to go in here and modify that. Usually you see how you can modify it. Yeah, I'm going to do 1,015 burpees. Yeah, right. Not even a good day. And I'm going to do that for 2 sets and do 30 burpees a day. So I'm going to delete that, and I have 2. Save, and there you go. And if you want to change the title, you hit this little banner there, do it, whatever. And it will actually copy this workout again, and I don't want to do that. So burpees, when you do the burpees, you select it. It shows you how to do the burpee correctly, which is good. And then you just tap on it and save, and then go on. Forearm plank. Okay, this is on my riding days, Tuesday and Thursdays. Shows you how to do a forearm plank. That's good. I like that. So don't save. I'm back here, and then my Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout is rowing machine for 3.1 miles. I really do 5,000 meters. But for some reason, when I went in to do that, it didn't give me kilometers or meters as an option. So I was forced to do 3.1. But we'll get back to that later when I use the coach. And distance, you can put in timing, things like that. The burpees again, and here you can see that I actually modified it and got the one set. Boy, caramba. So I'm going to add 2 sets on burpees on that, save it. Okay, so that's how quickly you can make it. And then I do decline push-ups with a box. And I do 3 sets of 25. And it shows you what a decline push-up with a box is. And that's really another great thing. It shows you the exercise if you're confused. I have a daily sunrise workout. So the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, go outside in the sun, and I do a 5-minute deep squat, a 3-minute wall sit. So that's another exercise I do in addition to the other Monday, Wednesday, Friday, rowing, Tuesday, Thursday, biking option. We'll build a workout manually, add an exercise, and see here you got all these things. I mean, it's crazy. Every weight, everything like that. And you can build yourself an exercise. And it took a little doing to figure it out, but every exercise that you can think of is probably in here. And if not, you can make one up. And you got muscle groups. You can do by muscle groups, chest, all those kind of things. And then once you select a bunch of stuff, and then you go in here and you add a name, and you can call it weekly run. And spell it right, of course. Yeah, and get it back. You can call it whatever you... Ooh, touchy, aren't you? Space, run, and then save. Okay, and then that goes into your library. Custom run, whatever. Cancel. Come on, go back. See, one of the things I don't like about this is you can get stuck somewhere. All right, so I would like to go back. And so sometimes I have to jump out and then get back in. That's kind of annoying. Don't like that. So that's the fitness thing. Health, you've got all sorts of measurements you can do. This is your resting heart rate, ranged over time. SpO2, that's good to know. And I've been checking it. See, my SpO2 on this device is 96 on the oximeter. It's 94 on there. Now that's an average, overnight, all that sleeping and all that stuff. Put your weight in and your height, and then it calculates approximate calorie energy burn. Is this exact? Probably not. Does it get you in the ballpark with a certain percentage of goodness? Yeah. That's the most you can expect out of something for $99. I mean, I guess you could spend $600 and still have same issues. You have to intake, put in your data if you want to. How many carbs, go down here, fats, proteins, and just list what it is. Haven't really done that yet. This is all the things it tracks. Heart rate on, low heart rate. This is where you can set what the threshold is. Since I've got those on, I'll just leave them the way it is. But you just go in there and program it. Irregular rhythm. That's good to know. And it analyzes it periodically. And you can check it that way. And it goes into this. 98.2 positive predictive value. That's pretty good. I'll go with that for $99. All right, now one of the things I really liked about it is the sleep. So last night I got 7 hours, 25 minutes of sleep. And my sleep score was an 84. Yesterday I got less sleep, even though it was good sleep. I found this very interesting. Total awake time during, in my case, the 7 hours and some odd minutes. Restlessness, I guess that's turning in your bed or something like that. REM sleep, 1 hour, 45 minutes. Light sleep, 4 hours and 39 minutes. And then deep sleep. Sleep quality, restlessness. I guess this is the range of sound sleep, and that's where you want to be. Interruptions, key metrics. REM sleep, again, is just showing you in a different one. Gives you all sorts of different options on how to improve your sleep. This is something I've never done before, and for the Fitbit Air, and I'm sure there's others that do it, this is well worth the information. Let's talk about the coach. For some reason, because I registered, not in my name, but Make It or Break It, which is my YouTube channel and my company, that's why it says, "Good afternoon, Make It or Break It. What's on your mind?" I found this coach to be a tad bit annoying, just like any other AI. The reason why is it will give me some really long thing. Like I'll go in here and I'll say, "Feeling pretty good, feel great about my workout this morning, and I have a stomach ache." I don't really have a stomach ache, but I'm just going to see what it says. It does its thinking thing. It prepares an answer just like any AI does. Gemini thing, because it's Google. It says, "That row and the 86 push-ups this morning were a serious shift in density. Stomach ache after such a high intensity push can be common." Okay, way too much information. All right, and I don't need all these salutations. So I'm going to sit there and say, too much fluff in your answers. Let's get down to the basic nitty-gritty and see what it says. Didn't really cut it down too much. What I really like about the Fitbit Air, instead of going to the program fitness routines, and this is one thing I don't like, your workouts that you've designed should be at the top. You have to go into here more. That's not even all my workouts. See all. And then I have a deep squat break where if I've been sitting too long, I'll just do a deep squat and move around. Instead of going through and using one of your routines, one of the things I tried this morning that worked really well, get the coach back up. You say something like, "Going to do a deep squat starting now." And you send it. Okay, got it. Start the timer for 5 minutes. And it gives you a little bit of blah, blah, blah. I'll keep monitoring. Want me to give you a halfway check or just a final alert? Final alert. This is the thing I don't like, is that you can't really set up an alarm, or I haven't figured it out yet, and it can set up an alarm. This should be done at the fitness level. I'm hoping it's going to give me some sort of alarm. And I'm waiting and waiting. Where's my alarm? I'm going to try to do what it said on here. Open Google Health app. At the top left, use your phone to track your steps. Fitbit Air, by the way, it shows me at 58%. This is the thing I don't like. It should be just something you should be able to tell the coach, hey, play a silly alarm when the time is over. But it can't do that. And if it does, it's not easy to figure it out. This is how you add an alarm. We'll go through it from the beginning. So you're in this app, you hit this, that's your current charge rate. Hit Fitbit Air, allow for notifications. There's a little alarm bell here. Okay, you don't have any alarms set on the alarm. Keep the Fitbit Air close to your phone. Dismiss any alarms. Firmly double tap your Fitbit Air when it vibrates. Okay, if you don't dismiss it, the alarm will snooze in 9 minutes. Okay, add new alarm. You can't add alarms on workouts, but I guess you can add alarms during the day. So let's see what it's like when I add an alarm. Right now it's 2:51. Give it a minute to change. Save, and then see what it does. The alarms vibrate on your wrist. You can feel it now. It's real subtle. And it's off. Will this wake me up? Meh. Would that be great to know that you're done working out in a squat for 5 minutes? Yes. Everybody's into steps. I was waving to somebody the other day, and let me show you something that happens when you wave your hand. The only difference in this number is waving. It's not stepping. That's frustrating. So that's why I'm thinking of shifting this to my ankle and doing some testing that way. That will be a future video. We're going to do that for about a week and see how it does. If there's enough interest in the first video, I might actually buy another Fitbit Air and do both wrist and an ankle at the same time. That would be the most accurate results. After everything I said, am I glad I got it? So far, yes. But after a couple weeks, a couple months, and then at the end of the year, I'll give updates and tell you if my attitude about the Fitbit Air has changed. Thumbs up and comments, always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in all sorts of technology reviews for your home, for your garage, for you, in health ways, making and breaking things, designs of all kinds, home repairs, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what app in technology you're gonna see.